Hey everybody, how you doing? Just getting things set up here, so hopefully you can hear and see me okay. Um, just checking things out here. We'll get started here in just a few minutes. I just want to make sure we're locked in and ready to go. And so if you are here watching, make sure you say hello in the chat. I want to make sure that I can see that. This is my first time doing the live. I did a test one the other day, but that was more just to see that I could actually get it to YouTube. And I think we're going to be in good shape here. So, um, all right. So hopefully, when we get started here, we're going to be in really good shape here. I'm just going to get my screen shared here with you. Hopefully, you can see this. I'm going to put this into the chat here just so you have that available. There we go. We're going to be using MakeCode Arcade here today. And so while we're waiting for people to get on the call and follow along, I'm going to be very honest. I'm trying to be a little vulnerable here with just the landscape, the way things are, right? So, I mean, the one thing I've got is it's kind of like my security blanket. I've got my coffee here, right? So ready to rock and roll in that sense. But what we're really going to be doing here today is exploring MakeCode Arcade and how to actually create a one-room cell game based on that. So that's what I want to um, be able to share with you today, and I'm going to be really excited to do so. So hopefully here now you can see me. I don't know if that's going to pop up here. Hopefully so, and we should be in good shape here. So just a few more minutes. If you are watching, let me know where you're from. I'm just curious of where we are, where you are, and all that good stuff. And so what we'll be doing here is just the basics of kind of how to create a room layout, how to create a sprite, how to move it around, basically just using the arrow keys here today, um, but diving into the much bigger platform. So um, I'm just about ready. I just want to make sure that we are set up here, and then we will rock and roll here. All right. So if you haven't logged in yet, go ahead and open up your MakeCode Arcade. You don't need a login account. All you need is internet. It's free. If you've used MakeCode before for other projects, you know how wonderful it is. And so I think we'll be in good shape in that respect. And what we're going to do here is walk you through some of this coding. And so really pretty excited to share this with you. I'm just trying to figure out why you can't see me on the YouTube screen, because I think that's part of the fun here, right? It's why I built the green screen video if you watched that the other day. And just trying to get this dialed in here. I can see it on mine, but I don't see it here on the YouTube screen here. So I'm just trying to figure that out. So about one more minute, and then we're going to jump into the action here. All right, and if you can't see me, it's okay. We'll figure it out later. Okay, so let's get going here. We are in MakeCode Arcade, and just so you are aware, over here in the Itch.io website, and I will link this in the chat as well here real quick, so you have access to this as well if you haven't seen this yet. but there's that. And what this is they have a MakeCode Jam. They've ran these before, and they're really, really awesome. A great way to kind of get exposed to coding and building. And so this particular one here is a one room jam where the rules are to create a one room. You're not moving through platforms, you're not moving things around. But what you're going to be doing in here is you're going to be creating some sort of level. It's up to you. The only restrictions is that it has to be one room, one tile map. And so they do provide you some instructions and developer guides and techniques. All that stuff is there. And so I did watch this one a little bit. So some of the learning today is going to be based off of that of application, but I think it'll be really good. The other thing that I'll share before we dive into it is you can go here to the submissions, and what you can do is you can see those that have been submitted so far. You can see there are some awesome levels. I was looking at this Extron one. What a great backdrop. But you can go in there and you can actually like explore their code. So just like Scratch 3.0, very similar structure. You can go in and learn from people. And I think that's the best way to go about doing this is to actually see what others have done. And so that's, I think, a real power into what we're doing here with this is it operates kind of like that remix culture of being able to learn from other people. And so as you're learning and building, there are just a few submissions. Hopefully after this there'll be much more. You can submit it, but then you can learn from others. So I just want to make sure that you have that there for you. It's all here. You can see that in the link there in the chat. Boom, there it is. So what I want to do today is just kind of learn how to do one. You can see here on my screen, I have one goal. I want to create a Westworld game map. I fell in love with this show. And so what I want to do, if you can see this here, is I have the map, the maze of the show right here. I'm going to attempt to figure out how to create this in Pixel. I have no idea how. That's going to be the future videos. For now, I just got to figure out how to make the game work. And then I'm going to try to create a sprite of some of the Westworld characters that are going to have to try to navigate the maze to get, to the center. And if you haven't seen the show, not really student appropriate, phenomenal show. It makes you kind of question what it is to be human. But here it is. That's what I'm going to be learning how to go. This is going to be my submission plan. But let's just get into the basics. As I said at the beginning, I'm making myself vulnerable because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning right along with you. And so if you are experienced, feel free to leave a comment. Let us know how to do some of this. And so I'm just going to call this one livestream jam demo. And as we go, we're going to figure it out. So this is the layout of the MakeCode Arcade. I have used MakeCode for many other projects and just not the arcade version of this. And so as we're thinking about this idea here, it operates just like Blockly or Scratch or any of these other kind of graphical user interface projects that you've used. And if you've used MakeCode before, then you recognize a lot of these, the variable, the logic, the loops, these things are in there. But the arcade has some different ones, the sprites, the controller, the game, and the scene. And so we're going to dive into this here and just explore some of these at a very basic level here on this particular tutorial. And if you have questions or things like that, just leave a comment in the chat and we'll be able to rock and roll. So the first thing that we want to do is we got to create our room, right? Our one tile map room. And so what we're going to do is we're going to keep the start icon right here. And we are going to go here to scene with the tree. And in there should be a tile map icon. There it is, set tile map, and it's going to be blank. So I'm going to click that, and I'm just going to add that here to the start. And what we're going to do is we're going to click this empty box that you see right here. And what this is going to allow us to do is to design our tile map. This is our backdrop. This is our one room floor. This is all we get as we work through this. And so what they've done is they have a gallery right here. And in this gallery, we have options for forest, aquatic, we've got dungeon, and we have just miscellaneous of different tiles that we can use. You can also go here to my tiles and make tiles. For today, I don't want to do that because I'm not quite sure exactly what all I'm doing, but for my Westworld world, I'm going to have to do that for sure. And so I'm just going to stick with dungeon, probably because my son's playing Doom right now and it just feels like a dungeon, so I'm going to stick with that. And so I'm just going to pick one of these tiles. You can see here there are these tiles here, these smaller ones, these objects, and then there's these larger ones. And so what I'm going to do is I can then go here, and once I have it selected, I can start to add them. And you can see that basically we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We can do 16 by 16 pixels for our title. So, you know what? Let's do this. Let's just go to, I'm going to go to forest here actually. And I'm just going to, just because I feel like we need some green, and I'm just going to drag, just for now, a simple little outline of some grass, because I think we need that this time of year with being stuck at home. And where I'm at in Iowa, it's been rainy and snow and tornadoes and everything else. Just has not been really ideal. And then I'm just going to add these four corners of these pixels here. And I think what I want to do is, let's see, I think I want to use this one here. I'm going to drag that down. I'm going to kind of build an arena. Not very innovative, I know, but I just want to make sure I actually know what it is that I'm doing in this. So when I go to create more complicated stuff, I'll be able to do so. So I'm going to go here. I think I got just one more here I got to fill in. Perfect. And I think I'm going to create just a simple little platform where I want them to. I'm going to treat it almost like a Mario world where they're going to start here in this corner and they're just going to have to go from one destination to the other. So this is not going to be overly. Let's just try this here. Okay. And I think what I'm going to have them do is they're going to have to reach. Actually, let's go to the dungeon. Let's have them reach the chest. That's what they got to get to here. I'm just going to surround this here with this idea. I kind of like that. And we're going to go here. Yep, this is coming along beautifully. And let's just go. I don't really know what I'm making. I'm kind of making like this little fortress for the dungeon. Kind of seems like a hidden chamber room here, but I don't know. All right. And so I'm then going to just fill this in as a pathway. Like I said, this is not going to be complex by any means, but hopefully it'll be something. So let's do this. There we go. And then we're going to go there, and let's make this someone's house here. So let's see, what do we have for miscellaneous? Not really a whole lot, do we? We'll just make this like fairyland here. There we go, kind of like you're lost in the forest. You know, I don't really like that. We're gonna put some rocks. There we go. And then we're gonna go back to the forest. Let's just make this all just dirt here. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to fill out the rest of this particular tile map. So actually what I might do, I might just go like this. I'm just going to fill this with these plants. It's a very terrible version of like a Zelda world. Got to save the princess, get to the treasure. So we're just going to go through here. I'm just going to fill this in just because it's busy. And it looks like I created a lot even though I really didn't. Alright, alright, alright. So if you're following along, what are you making? I would love to see what it is you're creating. Not that I can see it, but maybe in the chat, tell me what it is that you're trying to build and create yourself. So we're going to go here. I'm just going to put one more tree in here. I think we're in good shape. There's the treasure. Okay, so if I go to done here, I'm actually going to change. I don't like those purple ones. I'm going to go to brick. I kind of like this better. It's kind of like the yellow brick road. There we go. I'm going to go to done. All right, so here we are. I can now see in my tile map, you can see my little path. It's right there. So we're going to be in good shape. So now what we want to do is we want to add a sprite. We want to add the character that we want to use. So when I get to my Westworld character, I'm actually going to create my own. But for this one, I think what I want to do is just pick one. So I'm going to use this create box to set my sprite to the sprite of kind as a player. So I'm going to draw this here. I'm going to add this right underneath this map so it locks in. All right, so my sprite, this could be the name of your sprite, whatever it's going to be. Okay, I'm just going to call it character 1. My sprite here, you can see now I can design, just like I did a tile map, I can actually go through and design a character. But what I'm actually going to do here now is I'm going to go here to the gallery and I'm just going to pick one. So I'm going to just choose this guy right here. Looks good. There's a character. And you can see now in my screen, he's right there in the middle. There he is. So I can't control him, I can't move him, but this is what my world currently looks like. So let's get out of that full screen. And if you want to see how I did that, all I did is I just clicked this icon down here. And so this is going to allow us to play the game online, but you can also create your own physical controllers, which we can do at a later video date. But I can see there he is. But I can't do anything with him yet. I just have him created. So now we want to go to controller. We want to be able to control him. So I'm going to drop over here to controller, and I want to just, there's lots of things that we can do, but to keep it simple, we're going to keep it single player. We're not going multiplayer at this point, but we're going to click this move my sprite with buttons. So I'm going to go here. I have to change my sprite because I changed the name to my character. All right, now I can do this with buttons. So now if I go here to the controls, up, down, right, and left keys on my keyboard, I can move him. If I hit A or B, okay, I don't have them programmed to do anything at this point, but you can see that he's going through the walls. Nothing really happens at this point. If I try, I can't go down and see the rest of my screen. You can see he goes down, but it's not going down with him. But at least we've got to move him. So we're making some progress here. So what we want to do next then is that we want to go through and we want is a block. I've seen somewhere. There it is. It's in scene. Okay. For camera. And we want this block here, this camera follow sprite. And so what's going to happen is the camera is going to follow wherever our sprite goes. So I've got that in there. I'm going to drag this down in there as well. And now if I go to this, I go down, he should go with, but it's not. And you know why? Because I think I have it as my sprite. There we go. I want to follow my character. So let's try this now. There we go. So now I can see that he's going down, he's going over, there's a chest. Okay, boom, there it is. Perfect. So let's go ahead and get out of this now. And now let's add some walls. And so how are we doing so far? Let me know. Feeling okay so far? I would love to hear what you've got going on here. I'm just trying to, this is really driving me nuts that you can't see me. Not that you necessarily need to see my face. I just worked really hard to try to figure out how to make it work, and now it's just not doing it. And it really makes me mad. Okay, sorry, I digress. So here we go. We're going to go back and we're going to add some walls. And so what we're going to do is, I think if we go to tile map here, all right, and I go to here, there's this Lego looking block right here. I don't know what a lot of these other things do, but this Lego block allows us to create walls. And so anything that we put that turns to be red, the character can't get through. So this creates a wall. They can't go around it, they can't escape it, anything like that. So you can start to create some shortcuts, some hidden shortcuts, just all the things in the games that we love, especially for me, the old school Nintendo games where there's these little pathways or things that you have to try to find. You could go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to do that here. I don't necessarily need all this to be walled because they can't access it, but I just outlined my pathway. And so I think now, if I go down here and click done, let's see what happens now. Okay, so now my character cannot get outside these walls, so they has no choice but to just walk that way. Like there's no other option for the sprite. Okay, now what I might do is go back and maybe create a hidden chamber, but for now, we're just learning, right? So I have got this, the character can't move. And so we've got that here, so I'm going to X out of here now. And now what we want to do is we want to add a endpoint. So for me, if I go back here, my endpoint is this treasure chest. And I want to be able to just, when a character gets there, all right, I want the character to quote unquote win. Now that's a very simple win in this particular level, but at least we have a starting platform here for what we want our sprite to be able to do. So now, how do we do that? So what we want to do is we want to add an endpoint, okay? And then we're going to, on our scene, we're going to go here and we're going to choose, let's see, this one here, on sprite of kind player overlaps. I think that's the one we want, yes. So I'm just going to drag this down below so you can see. So on sprite, and I don't know, let's see here. Let's just try it like this. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. On sprite of kind player, so that's what we have right here. This is our sprite of kind player. Overlaps. So what this has done, this box here is currently empty. And so what we want to do is we want to click the tile, the icon that we've used. And so what they're doing is showing you all the ones that you've currently used in your world. So even though there's many more in the game, and so what I want to do is I want to pick the treasure chest. I think is that what I picked? I need to double check here. Oh, why my thing is so wonky here. There it goes. Now I can't escape. Treasure chest is that one. Okay, so I gotta fix that. I don't think that's the one I picked. I want this one. And so when our sprite, which is a player, overlaps with this treasure chest at the location of where it's located, all right, we want to put just the game over icon. So we can drag this in here, but we don't want it to lose. We want it to win. And I just saw something kind of cool. I didn't know that was even in here. Didn't I see like a graffiti? Not graffiti, confetti? I don't know if this will. Let's just see. We're going to come back to that icon. I just want to see what it does. All right, so let's go back to our game here. Okay, so here we are. We're in start. We're moving. That's good. That's good. Camera's following. We're going down, and let's see what happens here. Yay, we won. We can hit A, and we're right back at start. Okay, so I want to see what happens with this confetti. Let's see what happens with confetti. So I'm going to open this up. Here we are back on our screen. I got to figure out how our character needs to start over there. Um, let's see what happens here. Oh, look at that. Now we got some confetti coming down. We're rocking and rolling now. Okay, so I need to figure out how to start my character. Oh, here we go. Set sprite. There we go. Let's do this. Okay, so I think we need to add this here. Now what I don't know is how this aligns. I know like Scratch starts at 0, 0 in the middle. So I don't know if that'll be like negative 90. And this needs to be 90. No. Let's try 90, negative 90. Okay, so clearly not. I need X. Oh, I can just move this grid here. That makes it a lot easier. So let's go 20, 15. I gotta have precise numbers, sorry. Okay, let's see what this does. Okay, we need to go over a little bit more because he was outside the range. So let's go 25, and then let's make this 20. Okay. Oh, perfect. Now we got it. Look at that. Now we're scrolling. We're going down. Boy, this really tough level. And we've got confetti, and we've got win. Yay. We're rocking now. Okay. So I think that we've got it here. What are these other effects in here? We got confetti. We got bubbles, blizzard. What's Starfield? Let's do Starfield, and then let's do one more thing. I'm going to minimize this. Let's maybe add some music. Let's get this rocking here. Let's see if there's a melody, there's tones, tempo. Let's play a sound. I don't know. Let's set character position, move character. I don't know what budding is. I don't want that. I don't want a sound. I want like a melody. Let's try that. I don't. Let's just do a gallery. Let's just see. All right, let's try rising. I don't know. Let's just see how that looks and sounds. So now we got some music. There we go. We've got it. Boom. But we've got confetti back there. I thought I changed. Didn't I change it from confetti? Starfield. Let's try bubbles. I don't know. Or blizzard. What did I pick here? I don't even know what I picked. There we go. I'm gonna pick this here. I don't know. I'm gonna just take it a picture. I'm just trying to see what happens here. All right, so here we are, guys. This is the first little code. Nothing spectacular, but at least we got a level done. So now your challenge is you got a good start. You got it kind of figured out here of what you want to do. So now the challenge for you is to how do we create something a little more advanced? That's what I would love to hear and see from you. And so as you work through here, make sure that you check things out and let us know how you're doing. So we did it. 30 minutes, I think, is a perfect lesson, a perfect idea to get you started. I would love to hear and see what you've done. So if you create your level, share it in the chat. Leave a comment in the below the video. I would love to take a look at it. Obviously, if you submit to that itch.io website, I'll be checking that out as well. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep working. I'm going to work on my Westworld world. So I have to create some sprites. I have to go through and I have to create the maze. So I think I'm going to have to create my own tiles. I'm just going to explore that a little bit. And if you thought this was helpful, you liked it, you want more of it, especially since a lot of us now are quarantined and stuck in our homes, let me know. I would love to continue to do this and share and make this more collaborative, where it's not just me, but you reaching out to the chat and having some conversations as well. So let me know, and I would love to set up some times, whether that's 2 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever it might be here in the next couple, 3, 4 weeks that we've got here trying to take care of our health. So let me know what you think. As always, as I always say on the YouTube channels, remember to stay awesome. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know your thoughts, questions, ideas, and until next time, remember, my friends, stay awesome.